These new pencils are something else. They are just miles ahead of the super cheap graphite pencils I'd been using, and I can lay down a really wide value range without having to fight with it. And one other amazing thing about them is they just don't shine. I'm trying to find an angle right here where they shine, which is a big drawback to graphite. But I can even put my light up to it and it'll shine, but still not very much. And that's really amazing. I might have to go back to graphite. And this is just with a 2B. I didn't use any other pencils. I didn't go to the 6B, which is as high as the pack that I got goes. So I might be switching to graphite for this next figurative project. We'll see. And because I had so much fun working with these new sets of pencils, I decided to just go ahead and keep going. Right here I'm just doing a small portrait of my good friend Jacob Dumas, who I believe you've seen before. Actually, right after I drew the last live portrait of him, I took a quick photo of him in this pose under some really dramatic lighting, and that made for a really fun study, like basically a value study and block-in practice on a small form factor, it's honestly really fun. I also forgot to mention that the paper I'm using here is called Tombstone by Legion. It was also a very good paper to work with. It has a little bit more texture to it than the other Bristol that I've used. But this one's actually 100% cotton. It's quite expensive actually. But it's also very, very reliable. Any texture that comes through is very consistent, which I really like, even though it might not be super smooth. But that comes with the added benefit of being able to take in more value, which I was able to do pretty effortlessly with these pencils. I know you might hear people say, oh, your tools don't matter, your tools don't make you an instantly better artist, but if they can save you a headache, go ahead and take advantage of some good tools, like I did. It was long overdue for me personally, but here I am. Now I can fully enjoy the process. Before I was having to dig into the paper, and it would just shine and glare like crazy. Anyway, I think the next thing I'm going to do is learn how to fillet a fish and make some Cantonese style steamed fish. Stay tuned to check out the nice sizzle I have at the end there. And then I finished off the week with some more studies, notes, research on this character, on the time period, the background, the landscape, all kinds of details like that. I generally try to be pretty meticulous. Now what I'm doing here on the newsprint is finalize the gesture. In the original, you can see that there's a very slight bend in the torso in the original reference photo, but I wanted to exaggerate it a lot more to make for a more natural and dynamic pose. On the bottom, I've actually decided to accentuate the stiffness of the legs. I think before I tried to make it more natural, just like Michelangelo's David as well. But I felt that this was a good compromise, because I think, because this is a strong character, having some good structure built into the pose would be pleasing. Once I finalized the gesture, I went on to really study the anatomy of the torso, specifically in the midsection. I wanted to accentuate and really emphasize the slight bend in the torso. And I did that by going in there, studying the obliques and the abs to kind of display that. Now right here is where I feel the character really came to life. Is where I basically just studied the face. Of course, I changed the hair. And the good thing is that I don't have to create a perfect likeness to my reference photo. As long as it's, anatomically correct, nothing's crooked, I'm pretty happy with it, and it looks like, John Henry, the character I'm trying to depict here. I'm pretty happy. So that was a really great sketch there. Next, what I'm doing here is I'm doing some more value-based composition studies. I'm trying to figure out how I want everything to come together in terms of the pose, the background, foreground. And that's pretty much everything. Hope you enjoyed that episode of Starving Artist Summer. Catch you next time. Thanks.